What's up, guys? Metaphor here, bringing you a Thinking Like a Challenger Taliyah edition. Taliyah is a jungler who used to be very popular, but then fell out of the meta due to nerfs making it so she would be more mid lane viable. However, the nerfs they did kind of just took her out of the game, and they didn't really just push her to mid lane. They just pushed her out of the game all in general. Um, with that being said, some Korean junglers are starting to play her a bit again, and I decided to give her a try because I put some time into EVELYNN near the end of her reign in the meta, and I actually really enjoyed playing her. So um, I just want to give her another shot today, and basically just see what I can do with her. This game I'm playing on like a low diamond MMR account, so the players in the game aren't the best. But I still think it's a decent video showing how to snowball effectively in the game. So, first things first, you'll notice I did the blue into Gromp clear, and then I was going to go into Scuttle Crab. But Lee Sin did red into my Gromp. He predicted my pathing, which was really good by him. Unfortunately for him, he didn't make it in time. And the issue with this path that Lee Sin did is if he doesn't make it to my Gromp in time, and I get it, he ends up wasting a ton of time. Because after going from red to my Gromp, if I do my wolves here, he is already behind me. I've already put one of my minor camps on cooldown compared to his 0. He has to go to crab after. More times than not, you're going to go to crab after, so you're still not putting any minor camps on reset. I get another minor camp on reset here. So right now I have 2 minor camps on reset, which means my second spawning of camps are going to be up faster, which means I'm going to have an XP lead in about 2.5 minutes, let alone the XP lead that I'm going to be building right now. He still hasn't put any of his minor camps on cooldown, and he's really far away from both of his camps. So the issue with this path is you go from red to my Gromp to stop me. If he gets it, it's good, but if he doesn't get it, he's so far away from all of his camps that it actually becomes hard for him to play against any type of a good jungler, because you're going to get strangled out of this game very fast if this happens to you. And going for mistakes like this in higher ranks, you'll notice that if the enemy jungler knows what they're doing, you really do feel the pressure very fast. And a character like Lee Sin cannot afford to fall behind, so it's a very risky play, and it would have put me behind if he would have found me there, or if he would have killed me there, but unfortunately for him, he didn't. So now what he could have done, actually, looking at this and what he didn't do, I'm just gonna rewind real quick before we move on with this. If he wants to go for this play, there's a few things wrong with what he did actually. So the camp spawns. What you should do, and this is something that you see a lot in pro play when it comes to level 2 strong junglers that can get over the Baron wall, is what he should have done is, I think, does Riven drop reward here? Riven drops reward. What he should do is clear his red, and then ward jump over Baron wall, and then hug the top side of the pit. Because there's pretty much no way that people ward right in the middle. I only ward right in the middle, or I ward over the wall if I'm playing against Jarvan, because not only does it cover level 2 gank, or Lee Sin, not only does it cover level 2 gank, but it also covers if they come over this wall, which people don't really do this path, but if you want to be sneaky, you can 100% do this path. So same thing with other sides, say you're playing Jarvan on this side, or Lee Sin, or, like Nidalee. You can come over this wall, level 2, jump right here with Nidalee, jump over the wall, hug the bottom part of this Baron pit, or Dragon pit, and you can make it to their Gromp before they're even done it. And what that does is you evade their ward, so their guard's going to be let down. And it's a very fast path compared to walking all the way around and getting spotted by a ward, or walking all the way around and getting spotted by this ward, if they do have it. So I didn't do it this game, but I believe he walked over this ward, so it didn't really matter for me. But if you're ever in this Lee Sin's position, I actually like what he's doing here. I just think he could have executed it better. Okay, let's just fast forward. Okay, at least finds me here. I just back off. At this point, I already know if I just farm my camps really far ahead of him. You'll see that I start pinging my laners because, well, we still have the ward. I think the ward's about to expire though. Maybe not. I think I was just spamming my laners. Basically, all you have to do here, obviously you can't stop your laners if they die, but you can do your best to warn them about what's going on. Also, this game, I took Hunter's Machete. This is something that I really didn't understand, and I'm going to be honest, I still don't 100% understand the Machete, but I've seen better junglers than me do it, so I was just trying it out. And I think the thought process towards that is that if I'm going to go blue, Gromp, and then like Scuttle, potentially, it benefits me more than the Talisman does because I'm going to be getting my jungle item on my first back anyway. So whatever helps me on my first clear faster is more important. And taking my major camps is still doable without the Talisman. And since they reduced her Q AoE, or since they made it so her Q doesn't do AoE damage, you lose some effectiveness of Talisman. And the Hunter's Machete makes the Gromp and the solo camps a little bit faster, I think. But don't quote me on that. I'm literally, when I have Machete this game, I'm just doing it for complete testing purposes. I actually don't know if it's better. Okay, so we see Lee Sin top. You can check his CS, he has 8. So he's literally only done red and crab. And, you know, a lot of people might think, you know, this is like a rare occurrence, but in ranks, this is low diamond. So now this isn't the best rank. This is still decently high enough to take away from the game. I see junglers in lower elo when I coach. They waste time all the time, whether it's the person I'm coaching or the enemy jungler in the games that I'm coaching. So you always want to check what CS they have. And since he has 8 CS guys, we know we can take this. I probably could have been even more greedy. I think this is actually a missed opportunity on my part. Because we know he's got to go to his golems or his birds. Because if he goes from red to crab, he's not going to cross all the way over to blue buff to stop me. It's pretty rare that he does that. He's pretty much locked into clearing his top side because it's 3.5 minutes in, and I have 3 of my mini camps on cooldown right now, and he has 0. Or I have 2 of them, and he still has 0. But I've also taken away from him, and I've gotten a crab. So he still has 0 camps respawning. Now he has 1 finally, and I'm about to be on my 3rd one while taking 2 camps away from him, the Scuttle and the blue. So you'll see that even though I have Machete, I can actually still do this pretty reasonably, to be honest with you. So, you know what, I don't know. I think the Machete's not bad, to be honest with you. The goals as Taliyah as a jungler is basically to pressure the map very hard. However, this game, obviously I couldn't pressure that hard because I got cheesed and exposed early, so I just went for more of a safe route. A lot of people might wonder why I didn't do golems here, and the reason why I didn't do golems is because I think I had enough. Yeah, I had enough gold for my buy anyway. I have Dark Seal and Smite. Or do I buy boots? I think boots would have been acceptable here as well. But the point is I don't need the golem camp for my level 4. I just hit it. And I don't need the golem camp for an item because I have 10 gold on my recall. And I could have actually afforded less. I could have had 50 gold less and been fine. So we recalled the golem more for tempo and to get back on the map faster. The way this wave is right now is it's going to slow push back out to Nocturne, I believe. So I want it to be top as soon as possible here. So I'm using Taliyah's wall ride passive to get there faster. Her lane ganks are really good coming out of the base. You can get to lanes very fast. So right here we're just waiting. I mean, the hardest part about Taliyah isn't the pathing. It's not the builds. It's straight up the mechanics. The character is actually one of the I would honestly say her mechanics are very weird. And being a jungler, you don't really play characters that have any mechanics similar to this. Her kit was definitely made, like her spells were definitely made for mid lane in mind. Like the way that her spells work, like she was made like a mid lane character, but I do believe her kit for jungle is very good, but she still feels like a mid laner when you play her when it comes to positioning and when it comes to comboing. So what I do for this play here is I don't just want to cast my W because Riven has her E up and she's not giving me any tells on which way she's moving. She's obviously doing this little strat where she just goes back and forward, and that's just a very common thing. But what you can do, there's 2 different ways to guarantee movement on the Riven. One, when one of our minions are going to get low, she's going to walk up to finish it. And 2, if Nocturne moves forward, Riven's going to move backward. So right now, Nocturne's stronger than Riven. He has more HP than her, and I don't think she wants to fight. She doesn't want to fight till 6 because I think she has a stronger 6 power spike than he does. But right now we're paying attention to two things. One, does Nocturne push her back? Or two, does a minion get low enough where she walks up to last hit? So that's when I'm going to use my W, is when I'm waiting for her to clear a minion. Or if I see Nocturne move up. So you'll see this minions are about to die, and I think as soon as Nocturne does a great job here, guys. So look at how when the minion's about to die, Nocturne presses Q. So both things are happening. So you know what? Maybe if Nocturne engages on her, she fights, and I'm wrong, and I miss my W. But she knows that as soon as she goes for this minion, and Nocturne goes on her, she's got to back away. I get a free W the second I see Nocturne being aggressive, and she jumps right into it and dies. So honestly, really well played by me and Nocturne, and there's not too much Riven could have done there because I just walked straight through the lane, and people don't expect stuff like this. Like, lane ganks are super underutilized in every elo. This isn't just a low elo thing. In Challenger, people don't lane gank very often. They are very, very, very useful. And when you follow little tricks like that, you know, looking at what CS they're on, and, you know, character movement, it becomes very easy to get kills like that, especially on a jungler like Taliyah, who does massive damage. If you land your entire combo on Taliyah, you just do such an insane amount of damage at every stage of the game. It's not even funny. So our mid laner has to recall here. I was going for a bit of poke on the Fizz, seeing if he was going to int there and let me kill him. He didn't. I'm being cautious of his level 6 here. Clear my camps. Right now, you'll notice that we shoved in the top wave. And you're going to see this a lot, guys. I know I talked about this in one of my last videos, but this wave is going to bounce out to my to my top laner. Look at where the wave's frozen. That means her lane is going to meet our lane faster, which is going to cause a slow push. So instead of clearing down, I'm going to clear up because of the fact that I know that the gank will be there when I'm there. Just going to fast forward real quick. Bada bing, bada boom. The lane's in a good spot. However, we got to be careful because he's 6. We don't actually know Fizz is behind us at this point, I don't think. And I actually don't know what Fizz is doing. But same thing. We're just kind of waiting for something to happen. So again, there was no CS here. Nocturne just started brawling. But as you can see, since Riven level 6, she wanted to fight. I mean, you could argue she wanted to fight because Fizz was here. And honestly, that might have been it. But at the end of the day, the way that I saw this play was that Riven was going to fight Nocturne because she was 6. So I came up for the play. Also, the wave is going to be in a good spot for us. Wait for the fear to go through so she can't possibly dodge my W. Well, let's slow it down actually and replay this. So you'll see the patience in the spells here. So we don't start moving until Riven shows a sign of aggressiveness. Because Riven's the type of character where if you don't want to die, you can't die. Like, it's very hard to die on Riven if you don't let yourself die. Riven can always run away. But when she starts using her spells to go forward, it becomes harder and harder for her to get away. So right now, we're waiting for the Nocturne E to go off. Boom, the fear just went off. The second the fear goes off, we W. She can't dodge it anymore. She gets one-shot killed. Fizz griefs his ultimate, so it's okay. We get him low enough. Nocturne hits the ultimate. Easy double kill. At this point in the game, we should be able to snowball out of control. Right now would be a time where, you know, maybe someone might think that I might be taking a reset, but because of how much gold that I have. But given the knowledge that I have on the map where Lee Sin is, and his CS, I don't think I counted his CS here, so I don't want to pretend like I was. I don't think I was counting his CS here, but I think there's a good idea that since his red buff is up, his golems are up too, because ideally Lee Sin isn't down here. Did we see Lee Sin? I feel like we did see Lee Sin. Okay, we did. I want to make sure that I'm actually giving real information, not information that I have due to the fog of war being revealed to me. So we did see Lee Sin bot. I played this game like 2 days ago, so I wasn't sure if I knew that or not. But I wouldn't have went for the red buff if I didn't know Lee Sin didn't have it. So at some point I must have saw Lee Sin not having red. I don't know when that was, but I must have known that. So we go for the red invade, and we're 400 gold off of our jungle item. So instead of recalling, we're actually going to make sure we get that gold amount instead of recalling here. So we're going to take as much as we can. So after we take this, our blue buff is still up. I'm sure we're going to go for it. Because we need our jungle item before we recall here. Lee Sin comes to us, and we just take an L right here. We have to flash out. It's better than dying. I channel my recall while I'm still in vision of Lee Sin, and then I just move out of the way. I mean, this is just simple stuff. This isn't like a crazy mechanic or anything, but you'll see with Lee Sin's vision here, he probably sees me channel my recall for my flash. Yeah, so he could hit a Q on me here, and then I move at the last second. He actually saw me here, so I ended up not doing it right, but if he comes to throw another Q at me there, he probably misses because of the way that I moved. So we just take the L there. Did we have enough gold, or did we sell our... Oh, we sold our potion. I was like, what the heck? How did we have enough gold? So we sold our potion, and it ended up not being a big deal that we lost our blue buff there. Also, a big beneficent... What the fuck am I trying to say? A big benefit to me taking my blue buff there is that I can then play bot side because all my top camps are down. And at this point in the game, my Nocturne should be far enough ahead of the Riven. This is a very snowbally 1v1 matchup. So when it comes into a snowball 1v1 matchup like this, all you have to do is get the lane a little bit ahead, and then it should be able to take over on its own. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of scenarios where like you'll have a snowball matchup, you'll get ahead, and they'll play like shit after an int, but you can't control that as a player. You need to give your teammates the best advantage and the best chance to win as possible, and then outside of that, guys, that's all you can do. You know, if your Nocturne really loses lane after being 2-0 against the Riven, it is what it is, boys. Like, you're gonna lose the game, right? It is what it is. You can't really worry too much about it. It's gonna be frustrating, but at the end of the day, man, there's nothing more you can do. We helped our Nocturne out. We did our job. Taking this blue buff is good because now we have no reason to be topside again, and we can focus all of our pressure on bot side. So I think we see Lee Sin pretty close here. Without seeing the Lee Sin, I'm okay with moving into the jungle because my bot lane is currently further up in the lane. Now, if I paid more attention to this, if I paid more attention to the state of the bot lane, or Lee Sin didn't show up here, or I wasn't so far ahead, invading here would be really bad. But as you can see right now, I have 800 gold. I actually have 1,500 gold on him right now because not only do I have 800 more total gold. Actually, wait. Yeah, not only do I have 800 more total gold than he does, but I've also spent my gold. So he has 800 less gold than me, and he's sitting on 800 gold. So I'm fucking rich right now, boys. I'm so paid right now, it's not even funny. If Lee Sin encounters me 1v1 right now, if I land my abilities, I win. However, given the state of the bot lane right now, invading here might not actually be the best idea. But I was so confident in my ability to be strong here that I could do this. And then we ended up seeing Lee Sin here anyway, so the play ended up being okay. But I think at second glance, perhaps this wouldn't be a good idea because of the state of bot lane. But the way that they're positioned, even though they have a stacking wave, my bot lane can actually help me here if I need it. But obviously Lee Sin's top, so that's not going to happen this game. So my bot lane was winning prior to what's going on right now, and I mean they're still winning, but right now the enemy bot lane has a stacked wave, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the enemy bot lane attempting to fight my teammates in this position, and you'll see me kiting downwards towards the lane that I'm playing towards. And guys, whenever you're jungling, if you're on a certain side of the map, say you're going to top side, say you're coming out of the base and you're going to your blue buff, you want to be looking at mid and you want to be looking at top constantly to see what's going on in the battle or on the map. Same thing with when I'm clearing to his bot side. So I'm on his blue right now. I'm constantly checking bot lane and mid lane to see what state the lanes are in right now. Obviously, we're more focused on bot lane here because we saw Lee Sin top. So when I'm clearing this blue buff, I'm paying very much attention to what's happening in the bot lane. And if these guys overextend at all, I can go for a Taliyah ulti here. Okay, they overextend. My bot lane starts getting all in. Nice little flank on the bot lane. Pick up a free double kill. We don't want to shove the lane in. Our bot lane can do it on their own. Taliyah can do Dragon pretty healthily because she has Ravenous Hunter. Ravenous Hunter on your Q is really nice as well, so we just solo Dragon here. Lee Sin's probably not going to come stop us because their bot lane's dead and their mid lane's off the map, so this Dragon's realistically quite free. Now, if he would have actually came to the Dragon, he would have found us, but the odds of him coming here are pretty small, and honestly, he shouldn't be ganking bot here anyway, which is why he died. So all around, I think Lee Sin's just going for... plays because he thinks the game's over, which, in all honesty, is a pretty smart decision. Like, someone might see that play and be like, wow, this Lee Sin's just tilting. But in reality, guys, if he doesn't go for these plays, then the game's going to be lost pretty much no matter what, unless we just straight up throw. Also, since he just ganked bot guys, we gotta think about where he was last, right? So where was he last? We saw him top lane, and then all of a sudden he was bot lane, right? And what that means is that he recalled and went to bot lane without doing a single camp to be here this fast, which opens his jungle up to being counter jungled right now. Even though I'm very low on my bot lane's recalling, since we know Lee Sin can't possibly be here and we know his camp strap, we just go for a cheeky little stealer right there, which puts us in a good spot. I was kind of just hovering this lane right now because I thought Fizz could possibly go in, and we're also still in the safe zone where Lee Sin has to be coming back on the map because of when he died last. So we know if we go for a play right now, it's a guaranteed 2v1. And Fizz is eased down right now, so I don't mind walking in here looking for a play. Again, we're holding on to our spells pretty long until he's in a position where it's almost going to be guaranteed to hit. So you see that I don't panic here. I don't use my spells instantly. Just pay attention to how I use them. So like right here is when I could use my W, but his movement is still free, right? Like his movement is very free here. He could come this way, he can come this way, he can come this way, he can keep going down. So putting my W here is kind of risky. And he had his Q up as well. So using my W here would have been absolutely awful. He could have got away. But right now his Q's down. He can either go right, up, or down. And the way that I put my W was covering enough of the right side of the lane where if he dodged towards his turret, aka away from us, he would still get hit by my W. If he dodged inwards to get to his tower, he would get caught. Obviously, going inwards is pretty bad because he's closer to both of us. And if he dodges outwards, he is running further away from his base than he is away from us. And it puts him in a bad position. But in general, this is just a really good, well-placed W. I think he tries to juke it, but it was just a good W. Like, at the end of the day, it was a good W that covered his escape route that was close to his turret. So it's the same thing, like, if you're playing a Lee Sin in this scenario, guys, or, like, Lee Sin. Let's rewind this real quick. Because this is an issue I see a lot of people having when they're using their abilities in ganks. Okay, so let's pretend these minions aren't here. This would be if you were to throw your cocoon, how are you going to throw it, right? Are you going to throw it straight at him? Are you going to throw it this way? Or are you going to throw it this way, right? So we know that Fizz is trying to go this way, right? So by nature, if we throw our skill shots right here, he's either going to walk into them, he's going to get hit by them based off where they are, or he's going to walk away from them and be pushed into us further. And I know this might not seem like a big deal to you guys, but every second that he's on this side, like coming towards us, is time where we can close the gap on him and get the kill no matter what. Like, it eventually coming down to us not even needing to hit very many skill shots at all. So you always want to throw your skill shots in a position where it's what people call a catch-22, where no matter what they do, it's a loss for them. If they eat the skill shot, they die, and if they dodge the skill shot, they're in a worse position they were in when we first casted it. Same thing with Lee Sin, same thing with Nidalee, same thing with Elise. Any of these skill shot reliant junglers, if you throw your skill shot between the area that they're running to and the area that they need to be, forcing them away from where they want to be going, you can basically hit your skill shot by missing it. Like, by throwing your skill shot in a certain area, it's what people call zoning. You know, you see the meme all the time, people talking about, oh, zoning alt, but there are actual times where using your skill shots in a certain way to force them into areas is actually a good idea, and it's something that you need to utilize when you're playing skill shot reliant junglers. And that, you know, a lot of lower ranked players will just come into this gank and just start drooling on their keyboard and throw every spell out, and then, oh, Fizz had Q up, he gets away, plays over. But if you're patient and you wait for the good opportunities, you can easily make these ganks work. It's a really free gank. I'm sitting on a ton of gold right now, so I really want to recall. All my camps are up right now, but the thing is, if I take a nice little early tempo reset, I can spend my gold, buy movement speed items, which is I'm probably getting tier 2 boots, and I'm assuming blasting wand here. The earlier you buy your faster boots, the better, because you get around the map faster. It is what it is. I've explained this plenty of times before. The faster you buy your boots, the faster you use your boots, and the faster you use your boots, the faster you get around the map. It's very simple. Yeah, so we bought Blasting Wand and boots here. And like I said, we're okay with taking an early reset there, even though our camps are up, because of how far ahead we are, and what our game plan is to close out the game here. So we're basically just trying to spam gank at this point. Bot lane's the juiciest target for us. The Riven ganks don't really work anymore because of the fact that Nocturne so far. I know my Nocturne got solo killed, but I think he probably just inted. My top lane's in a position where Riven should never ever be trying to fight him anyway, so going for top ganks at this point is extremely redundant. The only point that you can make is that I could go for Herald, but putting their bot lane out of the game, which they're already pretty weak right now, but solidifying that and making sure Lee Sin can't get them ahead is what's going to win us the game. If Lee Sin goes top, Riven's still going to be losing 1v1, even if she gets like one more kill. One more kill in Riven doesn't make that lane better, and we're just gonna, just for the sake of the argument, like Riven shouldn't have solo killed him there. So we'll pretend that she's 0-0-2-0 like she should be right now, and Nocturne's 2-0-1 like he should be. The amount of effort that Lee Sin would have to put in to get this Riven ahead is so insane that you can almost assume he's not even going to go top. Also, his mid laner being 0-3 makes it really hard for Lee Sin to want to work with him, not to mention the fact that he has Cleanse instead of Ignite, so he has less kill pressure than normal. So you can almost deduce that he's actually going to go to his bot lane next, and even if he does or he doesn't, it's a win for me to go bot. Because if he's there, we win 3v3, and if he's not, then we put the final nail in the fucking whatever the fuck analogy or whatever the fuck I'm trying to say. You guys know what I'm trying to say. You basically end the game. If you go bot here, you close off his final path at winning the game, and there's literally nothing they can do to win. Also, Lucian Sona is not that hard to gank, so it's very helpful. So we're just chilling here. Our camps are up right now, and this could be seen as a waste of time, but we're totally okay with what's going on right here. Fizz is here. My teammates don't see him, but I do. Fizz doesn't know that I'm here because I've been in the bush the whole time. Mans gets one shot. Burns the red smite while he's flying in the air. Like, that's just the raw damage of Taliyah, guys. Look at this damage on this Q as well. Just so big, man. Before they understand what's going on and back off here, we go for an ulti behind them. Now, this is kind of risky because we didn't see where Lee Sin was. You could even say this is like kind of just like an ego move here. But forcing them off the turret is pretty good. Part of the thought process here also is if Lee Sin was going to be here, you would argue that he should have already been here, meaning he won't be here. Right? If that makes sense to you guys. When Fizz came around this corner, if Lee Sin was in the area, you would probably assume that he would have already shown up by now. Coming to the play this late makes almost no sense. So you could deduce by this play, by him not showing up to the Nami or Fizz death, that he's actually on Rift Herald right now. Him doing golems and recalling right here makes absolutely no sense, because this play is already over before he'll ever get here. So what Lee Sin should be doing right now is he should be looking to take what he can on the map. And since the platings are still up... Sorry, my fucking voice is dying. And since the platings are still up, he can actually use the Herald to get a tower here. So, and get some extra platings. So if Lee Sin is really trying to get back in this game, instead of recalling, he should have saw me kill Fizz and instantly go for the Herald. But I don't want to say that I was thinking about that and lie to you guys, because I wasn't. I was kind of just going for this play because I felt like I was really strong, and I was focused on these two guys being low HP. So we ult behind them to make sure that, that was a nice ult. I didn't even get hit by a tower shot. I'm fucking clean. We ult behind them so they can't run away. Pretty simple stuff. Open with my E, because he's probably going to E. I open with my E because he's probably going to E to dodge my Q. And if I just open with E and he tries to dash, not only are they forced into this little corridor, but if they try to leave, they die. Like, basically, if you force them into this corridor, like this is, if you're playing a skill shot jungler and you're ever ganking a top lane or like mid lane, if you can force them in here, you get free skill shot all day long, right? Right here. This is free skill shot all day. It's literally undodgeable. If they're in this little area right here, and you're standing like right here, early spear all day, at least in Q all day, at least E all day. Like, they can't dodge it. So, look how I play here. Throw my E down. Where does Lee Sin go? Even if he doesn't headbutt my fucking boulders, where does he go? Right? He's stuck right here. which is in territory for my W, and he's stuck in here, which is territory for my Q. Right? He's basically game over at this point. There's nothing he can do about this. So we get countered by the Riven TP. She blows her stun, I land a good W. We're kind of just kiting out here. Took her down to like half HP with my Q, man. This champ actually does so much damage. I throw my E out. Riven's entire combos are based off her dashes, so she can't actually chase me anymore. And then I start another Q. Even if she blows everything on me, she's dead here because she just dies to it. Dies to the Q. So we're feeling really good right now. This game is pretty much over. All we can do at this point is maybe go for Rift Herald, or we're going to come back bot to try to pressure the tower again. So, actually I'm not sure what I do here. Looks like I want to go top for my blue buff, and maybe get Rift Herald. We'll see what I do here though. I'm actually not entirely sure. Lee Sin goes for another red buff, because apparently he thinks that's going to win him the game. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I tried to predict his ward hop with my W here, but since he was blinded, he couldn't actually ward hop over, which it would have looked sick from my perspective, but obviously he couldn't. With Lee Sin being off the map, I'm assuming I'm doing Herald here, right? Okay, I guess not. I should have done Herald here, 100%. This is a misplay by me, but I guess in the time that I was in, I valued going to my bot side more than I valued taking the Herald. So this is a misplay by me. Should have done Herald, especially because we're trying to end this game as fast as possible. Definitely Herald would have been the better choice here, but since I didn't do Herald, I have access to his entire jungle, so ends up being pretty good for me. However, like I said before, Herald would have been a better choice. I yoinked the blue buff away. Lee Sin was coming. I didn't mind if Zoe got that blue, but since Lee Sin was coming, we wanted to make sure we got that real quick so he doesn't smite it. He gets one hit killed because he's basically trolling. We're looking for W's over the wall right now, and our flash is also up. Yeah, that's not going to do any damage. Yeah, we're just chilling right now. Flash over the wall because she's low. Again, not really super worth it because we're only going to get a tier 2 off of it. And in all honesty, how are they going to stop us from getting us tier 2 anyway? Oh, we don't even get a tier 2. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So it's not that bad, actually. It's not that bad, but honestly, we probably would have got this anyway. Oh, we actually don't get this. Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't worth it, but honestly, in a game like this, like, the game's pretty much over anyway. So flashing there is incorrect, but I'm not going to get punished for it this time. I was going to go over to Solo Dragon, but I saw my Nami getting caught here. At this point in the game, we're just trying to go to a side lane or mid lane and either force them or try to kill them off of a tower, or we're just trying to make random picks in the jungle. Taking neutrals right now wouldn't be bad either. I'm actually playing very greedy here. The reason why I'm going top here, or the reason why I'm going where I'm going right now, is because I'm assuming if Lucian's extending this far, that someone's going to try to help him. However, his teammates don't care about him at all, so they were just going to let him go up there and die. I was kind of just waiting for a pick here, but yeah, no one seemed to actually show up. Walk up here, we get chaosed by Nocturne. It is what it is. And I think they open mid here, so yeah, I mean, pretty short game here. I just want to say thank you guys a lot for checking out the EVELYNN guide yesterday. I know this is obviously not EVELYNN, but you know, the response so far on the EVELYNN guide has been awesome. I really appreciate it so much, guys, and just want to go ahead and say this because I know some of you guys don't seem to know this based off the comments I'm getting on my stream, but I do stream every single day on Twitch, twitch.tv/metaphor. There's a link in the description. If you guys want to check out me playing actively, I play every single day. I try to do like 8 to 10 hours a day. I stream on my Challenger account and I also stream on, you know, Master Tier or Diamond Smurfs. I'm going to be doing an unranked Challenger in a couple days here because I'm doing a race to Master Tier with a bunch of other streamers for a bet. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to make any videos on that, but God, that's so loud and annoying. Yeah, this basically concludes the game. They FF and open here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support lately. We just hit 30,000 subscribers, so I just really want to say thank you to everyone. The feedback on the YouTube has been just so great lately, and seeing a lot of the YouTube viewers coming into my stream is really pleasing to me, and it's just really nice reaching out to a community that I didn't really know existed before. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this Taliyah game. I know it's kind of a stomp, but I still think there are some things that you guys could take away from this game. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on tomorrow's upload. And like I said before, Kha'Zix's guide will be next, probably next week. And then go ahead, and if you want to see a different character, post it in the comments of the EVELYNN guide. That's where I'm going to be looking. And yeah, peace, guys.